Hello stars, this is Luminousz Star. Welcome to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the importance of critical thinking and knowing what you're feeling. In other words, the balance, especially when you're talking about the narcissist and the cluster B personality. Denial of dysfunctional behavior. Divert or block efforts to come to peace due to disagreement. Withdrawing affection and sex. Refusing to communicate in order to resolve misunderstanding and or conflicts. In other words, the silent treatment. Last sign of narcissist contempt is judgmental and critical. Tool number 1, take steps to become accustomed to discontinuing to listen to the narcissist's sad stories of excuses for why they might have bullied you. The narcissist and the cluster B personality, they seem to have excuses for just about everything, right? So when they start to tell you the sad sob stories of excuses for why they might have bullied you or pulled shenanigans or engaged in diabolical tactics for narcissistic supply, right? When that starts, you can just go ahead and turn them off. You know, even if you have to picture yourself with a remote control and you point it at the narcissist and just click, okay, and just turn them off. Okay, you don't have to listen to all of the excuses. And I know for me personally, I've heard enough excuses from some of the cluster B personality types I've dealt with in the past to tell you that, yeah, it got very old for me very quickly. So you can take the steps to become accustomed to being a person who discontinues to listen to the narcissist's sad sob stories of excuses for why they might have bullied you or treated you a particular way. And this does take a little time, okay? This is not going to happen overnight, especially for those of us who have been accustomed to having dysfunctional relationships with these types. Those who have a cluster B personality and those who have a narcissistic personality. So don't beat yourself up if this does not happen overnight. Take small baby steps if necessary. One thing that you can pat yourself on the back for is that you have decided to discontinue listening to the narcissist's sad sob stories of excuses, because the narcissist seems to never run out of excuses. But you know what? You don't have to listen to it. This is also one way that you can discontinue to be emotionally available to him or her. They love to come to you with all of their problems. Okay, they want you to resolve their problems. And half of the time, they really don't have those particular issues because they perceive others to challenge him or her. They perceive others as a threat to their false self-images. So the narcissist and the cluster B personality, half of the time, when they come to you with those sad sob stories and excuses, it's fabricated. It's a reflection of their perception of other people challenging him or her. It's not even reflective of reality. Okay, so they may be making up half of the things that they're telling you. Those excuses is to reflect that they think that they are a victim. That's one of their false self-images, is that of a victim. So when they come to you with the excuses, when they come to you with the sad sob story, it's only a reflection of their false self-images that they're loyal to. It is a reflection of their perception of their being challenged and threatened, when really, in reality, they're not being threatened or challenged by anyone. Tool number 2, practice self-preservation. Personal boundaries, assertion, and emotional discipline without apology. When a person begins to practice self-preservation, personal boundaries, assertion, and emotional discipline, it is game over for the narcissist and a game changer for you. Simply because when you practice these things here, this is a narcissist repellent, and it's one that I use. And I can tell you from personal experience, it's a game changer. Now, will it stop the narcissist from attempting to obtain narcissistic supply every now and then? No, it may not, especially if you live with him or her. However, it can possibly occur less frequently. them attempting to try, because they may go elsewhere to try to get the narcissistic supply, because you're practicing the self-preservation. You're practicing personal boundaries, assertion, emotional discipline. See, all of this is one way that the narcissist is going to find it very difficult to penetrate your energetic field, okay, or your energy body, your energy field. Because what are emotions? Energy and motion. So when you're practicing all four of these elements here that are comprised of the narcissist repellent, then yes, again, it's a game changer for you, and it's a game over for the narcissist or the cluster personality, because they're going to find it very challenging to get the narcissistic supply from you. See, all of these elements here are like kryptonite to the narcissist and the cluster personality. They like to have people around him or her that are enablers. So enablers, they don't practice self-preservation. Enablers, they don't practice personal boundaries. Enablers, they don't practice emotional discipline or assertion. Okay, so this is why the narcissist tends to be very friendly with those who are enablers in his or her circles. Now, appears to be friendly, because deep down inside, we already know that narcissists, they do not empathize with anyone, meaning they are not able to formulate healthy relationships that have deep, meaningful connections with other people. Okay, so tool number 2, practice self-preservation, personal boundaries, assertion, and emotional discipline, and do it without apology. You don't owe the narcissist anything. They've already been obtaining the narcissistic supply from you. So what else do you think you could possibly give him or her, right? You don't owe them anything. You don't owe them at all. If anything, you owe yourself to retain your life. If anything, you owe yourself to be able to reclaim your life back. Practice these things without apology. Next tool. Prioritize your overall well-being, goals, dreams, support base, desires, and needs. Okay, so it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to do you now. Okay, the narcissist and cluster personality, they have no space, they have no business, they have no place in your support base. Okay, I know I just made a little rhyme, right? So they don't belong in your life at all. But sometimes it takes us a little time to realize this. Once those rose-colored glasses come off, then again, certain things will become into a clearer perspective, such as, how do you tend to do relationships? How have you been relating to the narcissist? Okay, how has that affected you? See, all of those things come into a clearer perspective for you once you take off those rose-colored glasses and see the narcissist for who they really are and look at what they really represent. I say narcissists and cluster personalities, they represent dysfunction. Why do I say that? Because they don't invest in any other type of relationship. They invest in dysfunctional relationships only. This is the number one reason why I say that they do not invest in healthy relationships. Because personal boundaries have to be a part of healthy relationships. In dysfunctional relationships, that's the first to go, because they invest in dysfunctional relationships which people do not respect, nor do they practice personal boundaries. The narcissists, if they have their pick of what goes first in a relationship, and it's going to be the personal boundaries. Prioritize your overall well-being, your goals, your dreams, support base, desires, and needs. Why are you here on the planet? Who are you? And do you really like yourself when you're around the narcissist and cluster personality? Do you like the narcissist or the cluster personality? That's a highlightable question. Do you like them? Really? Do you really like them? And this goes for family members. How many people you know that have family members that they love and care about, yet they really don't like them? I think everybody can raise their hand. Okay, for that one. So prioritize your overall well-being. This is going to be quite the game changer, more than likely. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your passions? When it comes to their dreams, they have flushed them down the toilet. A support base, They don't think one is possible for him or her because they're not going to a counselor or what have you. They think that is what support-based means, going to a doctor or a counselor. By all means, yes, that ought to be a part of your support base, but a part of your support base. Your support base can consist of various aspects, such as going to the gym, going to a mentor, going to a clergyman or a clergywoman, or going to a synagogue, going to a life coach. The support base can consist of your meditating, of your journaling, of your writing, or singing or dancing, going to art therapy. It doesn't have to just be going to a therapist or going to a counselor or a doctor. By all means, I advocate that being a part of your support base. Let me make that clear. I advocate that. The support base can consist of many different things. The support base is not a one-size-fits-all. So prioritize your support base. Prioritize desires and needs. The narcissist has no business in your support base or a part of your support base. Some people have realized that the narcissist really doesn't fit in his or her life, so they have discontinued to give place to that particular individual. Now, I'm not saying that that's what you have to do. I'm just putting it out there that all we have to do is read testimonies. All we have to do is look at other videos. All we have to do is do the research, and we will find there are more and more people awakening. They're finding out that they're not on this planet to be narcissistic supply. That's not their purpose. So prioritize your overall well-being. Next tool, learn how to improve your self-image. All right, now this chart here of a self-image, I have included in the references and resources a link. Okay, so some of you may find that particular chart here very helpful, and maybe this is something that you want to add to your daily meditation. If you have affirmations and you're journaling every day, you may want to add this particular chart as a part of your journaling process and maybe even your meditation process. So the final tool is learn how to improve your self-image. As I stated before, when a person has a poor self-image, usually that is a reflection of being enmeshed with other people in a dysfunctional relationship. So when we're talking about the narcissist or the cluster personality in a dysfunctional relationship, this is usually the case. A person who has a target on their back from a narcissist or cluster personality, or they have that bullseye on their back, they feel like that they're a targeted prey, right? And some of us have experienced this. It is not far-fetched to think that there is also an identity crisis going on, whereas it pertains to the person who has who feels like they have a bullseye on their back from the narcissist, the person who is the targeted prey. Because a lot of the times they are suffering from poor self-esteem. Maybe they even behave codependently. Maybe they are an individual who has they lack confidence. Okay, so they tend to look to the bully, who is the narcissist and the cluster personality, to identify themselves. Okay, that might sound a little bit weird to some of you, but I think some of you get it. Some people, they identify with the narcissist and cluster personality, and they look to him or her, even though the narcissist and the cluster personality is a bully. They look to him, the target prey will sometimes look to him or her to tell them, hey, I'm okay. Just to have that validation that they are okay. When the narcissist and cluster personality is a person who has many false self-images, they're not in any shape emotionally or spiritually to tell anyone that they are okay, because they're not okay. Okay? All right. References and resources. You may find the references and resources in the description box below. Now I want you to pay attention to that last link. This is the slide player to the previous slide that I showed you, the image of the self. Okay, so the self-image chart. I want to suggest to you that you mute your volume if you're going to click on this particular link.